inspired. I'm inspired.
Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today I'm talking about higher self downloads, okay? Have you ever gotten a download before? A download is where you have a sudden burst of like clear cognizance, okay? There's information that suddenly just sparks life into you. Another way that I describe it is a realization or a sudden burst of insight that is very uplifting and fast. The first thing to understand about downloads is the more in flow that you are, the more downloads that you will have. Okay? The more tapped into the flow state that you are, the more downloads that you will have. So, you've got to make it a mission for you to get more into flow if you want more information. Okay? Because it's inspiration, technically. Okay? In spirit. Okay? It's spirit speaking to you. So how is it different to just inspiration? Well, inspiration can last a long time. Right? But the first initial burst of insight or aha from a download can be cultivated. It's not like, oh yeah, sure, okay, cool. It's more like, this makes perfect sense. This fits exactly right. And I need to do something with this information right now and share this with others. And I need to apply this knowledge, aka wisdom, in some way. How is a download very different from synchronicity? You see, a synchronicity is a sign or an insight that is meaningful and relevant to you in your life and connects with other areas of your life. Okay? In the same sense, you can get a download of synchronicity as well, I believe. However, a download is just almost a thought bite, you can think of it, right? You have a sound bite, this is a thought bite. So basically it's you suddenly get a realization or an epiphany that just makes perfect sense, and you're so excited to share it with others. One thing to understand is that they happen super fast, they happen super quick, almost laser fast. Way too fast for your brain to process it. So sometimes you'll try to like write it all down, like, oh my gosh, like The excitement and flow wants you to feel the information within you, okay? It's not like a child is speaking, like, I am. It's more like, it's like someone pressed fast forward on the thought itself. And when it happens, it feels so good, okay? It feels really good. It's like an ideagasm. Okay? And it's divine in nature, and it can help not just you, but it's also been given to you as a gift for the world. You know, I sometimes think maybe it's like just some archangels or spirit guides or like source energies like kind of shooting arrows of epiphany at us. And those are downloads. You know, I once had a dream where Archangel Raziel, he had an iPad. Okay? And it wasn't just any iPad, it wasn't like a technologically advanced iPad, but he would just draw on the iPad and all these shapes would happen in real life. So you draw it on the pad itself, and then like a giant shape would form. And that was really cool. There's something magical about dreams that at a certain point they start to become memories. And they feel real. Like, this is why we get so fascinated talking about past lives and future lives and Akashic records and all this kind of stuff, right? Downloads are life-altering information, okay? This is what you've got to understand, is that when you get a download, it is relevant and applicable to you. It's there to move you forward in some way. You'll resonate with it, you're tapped into its frequency, you'll resonate very strongly with the ideas, and it's coming at you at your level of consciousness as well. Okay, so you're not really going to get downloads at a lower level of consciousness. You're going to get downloads when you're at a high level or elevated state of consciousness, okay? I just meditated before recording this video, and I was really tapped in, okay? I was very, very tapped in, and I've got to say, it very much feels like a dimensional shift, okay? It feels like there's something different about this reality. Okay, I'm sure you've encountered this before, where you do something, like I know recently I had on Jordan Damari on my podcast, and he was talking about, after doing transcendental meditation, feeling like his reality shifted, right? His television was taken down by his roommate and different things like that. And, AZD also talked about this idea of his doorknobs, like, were just different. They were different design. Now that's bizarre, right? What? But the thing is, it's not bizarre because we let our 3D suits... the thing is, the world is changing all the time. Right? Every millisecond is a dimensional shift happening. It's just, how much are we willing to really tap into that energy? There's a stream of information, just... and certain moment, there are radio waves all around us right now, right? There's things we can't see. There's a band of information that our eyes can see, and then there's a band of information that's invisible to us. So when we tap into the stream, or suddenly we get caught in the stream, you could say, that's why it feels so sudden, you feel, man, I have an epiphany, I have an insight, I have a download. And that's what it's like. You're plugged into source, and it's like, right? One would be an upload, where you're trying to manifest, right? You're trying to close your eyes, and you're speaking, you're having communion with the divine. And, prayer, meditation, this is a link to the divine. Okay? And then a download is like where you're going about your day, doing something very regular, mundane, and then suddenly, out of the blue, divine just smacks you with it. Like, your higher self just goes, and by the way, I just wanted to tell you that, like, Animaniacs, like, it was just like super fast, and you're just like, whoa, slow down there, buddy. I just gotta, okay. That's a feeling, okay? Obviously, it's not always like that. But you want to talk to aliens, not go back to work. You don't want to go back to your three-dimensional suit, right? You want to explore this thing, like what's actually going on here. This is clairvoyance or claircognition, right? So sometimes I've noticed when I get into this state, I go on a rabbit hole of information hunting, okay? Because I'll get a certain word or a certain image. I'll tell you my last download. I was actually recording a video of this. I can actually try and link it here. I call this falcognition. You see that? You see that? Awesome. It was an IGTV video. But birds are messengers, man. Birds are messengers from other realms. So this black kite, it's in the hawk, in the eagle family, kind of flew and swooped over my head, just touched my hair barely, just like, whew. And, when that happened, I was like, man, I suddenly feel a freedom of expression right now. And I feel like talking about perspective in a different way, from a bird's eye view. And I just started going off about it. Okay, that was one of my videos on IGTV quite recently, okay? That was a download. But this was a download by a messenger, in a sense, and this messenger was showing up through nature, because birds are messengers. They show up as our ancestors, or they show up as symbols in our life that are meaningful to us, specifically hawks, eagles, falcons. They are very tapped into a particular kind of energy, depending on whether they're your spirit or soul animal, your power animal, or your totem animal. They're going to differ slightly. However, all in all, they're birds of intuition, birds of prey, so they can hone in on their goals or their dreams very well. And they're telling you to look at the bigger picture, and they're reminding you of something. However, when I got that, I was like, man, I feel so freed up right now. As this bird just almost attacked me and flew over my head, right? Now, generally, someone else would be like, whoa, I'm going back inside. No, not me. I was like, and blah, and blah, and blah, and blah. And I kept talking, and I kept talking, and I kept talking. And the bird was just still there looking at me. And that was an example of a download because, well, I just had to get it out into the world. Like, honestly, at that moment in time, I did not care if the bird would peck my head or shit on my head at this point. But what I could not lose out on was the message, was the claircognition of the information that I was getting at the time. Information meaning in form, in physicality. Okay? So basically, it's inspiration getting information. That's one way we could think of it. It's a stream of information. It's a stream of inspiration getting into information. Well, this is the way I understand it, guys. I mean, obviously, everyone has different experiences with downloads. Downloads are just kind of like a spiritually inclined word that we give it. Of course, you can call it claircognizance or whatever you'd like. Moment of insight, a sudden burst of epiphany or an aha moment, whatever you want to call it. But I think it's fun to think that we are these antennas or plugs that are tapped into the source, and we're just getting these random little thought tsunamis, these wisdom tsunamis in our mind that just completely awaken us. I hope this video helped you out today. Have an amazing day. May the flow be with you, and stay legendary.